this is a 2013 Ford Taurus with the 3.5. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe. And on this one, basically just doing a simple repair. I know I do a lot of, been doing overhauls, tear downs, like engine work, or like rebuilding transmissions, y'all see. But this one is just a simple belt, simple tensioner. This is bought from Ford Motorcraft. Kind of like with Ford parts, this is like one of my newest rules. Kind of like tired of aftermarket parts, because that's just like buying shoes from like Walmart and expecting them to last long. So I basically want integrity when I get parts, basically. And this is a belt tensioner, Motorcraft as well. So I know you have alternatives, different brands you buy, but this is the way I do things. So cost of this, I think both of them was together, was like after taxes is like 8% in Philly, 6% outside of Philly. Of course, I even had places at 5%. $133 after taxes, basically. So it's real simple. You're only gonna need a few tools. You're not gonna really need, I mean, except for you know, I got an impact gun, which is a 19 socket, and then you're gonna have to take off like some plastic shields so you can see at the bottom. But you don't really have to do it from the bottom. I do it from the top, but I will have a camera angle at the bottom, so you guys can see fully how to do a belt correctly. And only thing other, just 1/4 inch ratchet, flex head if you want. We got a 1/4 inch 8mm socket on here, and then I got a 1/2 inch ratchet. This is going to be to take the belt off and to put it back on. So really, these 2 tools, or 3, and that's that. So make sure I hit the like button, make sure I subscribe, and then let me get adjust the camera for y'all. Y'all want to know why I'm replacing the belt? So obviously, I'm hoping you can hear, but the belt is chirping, making like a squeal sound. It's more noticeable when like the engine warms up and the RPMs gets lower. And mostly it's just the pulley that's messed up, but the belt is kind of aged. So really simple. So it's a shield on the side, covers basically like the side accessories, like your crankshaft pulley, power steering pulley, alternator, AC compressor. This one got electric rack, so we don't have to worry about power steering pump. If anything, is very less accessories on these type of engines, which makes it easier for you to do a job like this. So I'm gonna put another camera underneath here, so like probably run like a split screen, so that way we can see. And you don't have to go through this route. It's just the way I'm doing things. And mostly, well, if you do have trouble getting on this belt, and it'd probably be better if you could sneak your hand in here and line it up. But you can do it from the top. Trust me, I can. It's tight, but bear with me. If you need help jacking up the car, then you don't need to be doing no damn shit like this. That's just me being honest with you and shit. Next, drop belt before you take it off. Always, if you have confusion, you have issues on trying to get the belt back on, you don't know how it's properly routed, you have 2 ways, actually 3 ways more. We have many ways basically, but my favorite way basically is to draw it out, and I will look at every pulley at the bottom and then literally just draw what I see, and right here, so I'll label it too. So C is for crank. Sorry if you can't see. C is for crank. It's a goofy ass circle right here. C is for crank, and then I got the AC compressor right here. Like literally on top of it, you got the alternator, and then you have to write this down on a glove. You can write this on something else. And like in between is basically the belt tensioner. You can just label that B. So how it starts is basically it goes around the crank, comes down the alternator, and I'm literally looking at this as I'm drawing it, and then coming up over the alternator, and then under the belt, backside of the belt goes on the backside basically, and then it comes back around, and basically this is how the belt gets routed. Real simple. Another way you can get this information is you can go on Google. You can literally Google it. Make sure you put your correct engine size. You don't put the correct engine size, it's going to be like a different schematic of the belt routing. Basically where they belts gets routed is what I meant to say. But you can get it service information, like your manufacturer, like Ford. If you're a Ford tech, we got all data, Identifix, Pro Demand. But there's many ways to get this information, but this is the dummy proof way. Next thing I'm going to do is take my 3/8 ratchet. And what's so unique about this is that the head, basically you can see on the belt tensioner where it's supposed to be. So I'll crack open this bag for you so you guys can see how it goes as like a demonstration. So it's really simple. So this is the head I'm talking about, and it also has a direction. Sorry, It also has a direction of which way it should go, so obviously to the right if you want to take it off. And how it works, like I said, the head of the ratchet right here goes right into here. It's literally simple. It's like when you were a kid and you putting shapes together, and I'm not trying to tell anybody's intelligence, and all I got to do is move it to the right or whichever way it tells you to move, and you can release the tension. And this literally applies to like a lot of belt tensioners on cars. Sometimes they don't always have like this setup for you to use like your ratchet. Sometimes you got to use like a long wrench, or you got to use like a long socket setup, or either way it's always not the same, but it's very similar. But I'm more so talking about the spring action. So there are 3 holes basically, just to get it off. It's real simple. After you take the belt off, there's 1, 2, 3 held in by 3 18mm bolts, and that's when this little guy, this setup comes into play. And just literally simple, just like that. So take the head of the ratchet, make sure it's centered. And then on these tensioners, so it says to move it to the right as directed, or whichever way you have to turn. Sometimes you got to rotate the opposite way if it's a different car, probably. So we're going to move it all the way to the right, to the back, closest to the car. And you may have to muscle it. If you got to muscle it, obviously this is an older tensioner. And see the belt getting free? And as the belt getting free, you might want to stick your hand in there. So I want to stick my hand at the bottom, because it's most easier, and I don't want to have to like move both of my cameras basically. So keep the tension on it, and just work the belt off. I had worked the belt off the crank. It could be easier to work the belt off of a smaller pulley, but either way, once the belt is off, just let the ratchet come back, and it will have some tension on it. That's fine. Just either way, you can get like a flathead screwdriver, and basically you can wedge it in between to get the head of the ratchet off, and you'll be good. Alright, next I already went ahead and cracked free the 3 bolts that you're supposed to take off the tensioner, as I said. So I'm hoping that I'm not directly in front of the camera and you guys can't see, but if it is, then so be it. So I'm going to take off one. When I take off one, the rest of the 2 is common sense. You ain't got no common sense, like I said, say this before, you need to be doing no damn job like this, because all it's going to do is just cause a disaster, and then you're going to be in the shop crying about you wasted money trying to do it yourself when you should just let a professional do it. So really simple. So I guess at this point, once you get them free, you should be able to take them off by hand. Alright, so that's one, and then the other 2 comes off the same way. Working on the last bolt, and like I said, that's simple. Literally it should fall straight out. Just give it a second. Sometimes, when you're backing off a bolt, you be swearing you be at that last thread, but that last thread be like a whole mile long. Probably could pull it up. If it don't fall down, you still caught it, you can literally pull it straight up just like that. Next step, real easy, just dig your hand down in there and the belt should come straight up. If it don't come up, then you literally hung up on something. So get your both hands down there, and then take a good look. So I know you won't be able to see these grooves in this belt that decent unless I focus the camera. And here we go right there. So this belt don't look that bad. Yeah, it is bad. All I gotta do is sometimes fold these belts, and you can see it start to break away a little bit though, but it's coming close. I bet you I can find a chip spot on this belt somewhere probably. And then you can see how this belt literally got like this from, let me see something. And this belt got like this from the pulley, and just the surface of the pulley just where's the other side. So sometimes this side just don't have to be bad, it could be the other side that's messed up from the pulley. And if you spin this, hear it. Bearing is like a little noisy, but I bet you like under some type of load, wherever it was, just tore it up on the next block over. Good shit. But let me spin this. Usually when it's under load though, that's when it makes noise though. So we want to put that off to the side. Let's do a quick comparison of the new one, just to make sure both of these parts are identical. The part number obviously we can see on here US 858 23 32. Looks identical to me. And wait, just put it in, simple as that. So we want to do like just a noise comparison again. You hear me spelling this pulley, it is quiet versus like the other one. So it's real simple. I do not need to tell you how to mount this. It mounts the same way you took it off. So if you need help, just you're gonna have to reverse this video. It's real simple. So I'm gonna come back in on the video when it's about time for me to put the belt on, so that way you guys can see. When you tighten these down, you really don't have to go all ham on it. So when the bolt stops, you stop. So I really won't be demonstrating it, but you're just gonna have to mark my word when I say it. But just follow my arm and you'll feel the resistance. And then as soon as it stops, just give it like a turn. Do not make the bolt travel more than 1/4 of an inch. Bam, it's on. And then do the same for the other 2 bolts. This is a small bolt, so it don't really thin. It's in thickness size, not lengthwise. But they don't require a lot of torque. So let me get this last one. So you should have it under the 2 pulleys. Just follow the diagram that you drew out. Stick this right here. Probably won't even be able to see as good. Probably will, I'm not sure, but good luck. Let's pull up on this belt and make sure you under the tensioner, because if you're not under that tensioner, it's going to be in the belt. Got to be all in the grooves, because if they not where they supposed to be in the grooves, you're stopping yourself from having additional slack on the belt. So now it looks like I'm ready. I'm gonna take that way. Looks like that didn't work. Alright, let's try it again. Alright, I'm going to start over. Pull this way. See if that helps. Then use my other hand. And I got lucky that time. So now you're just going to have to readjust the way the belt sits on the pulley. Move your finger around it and you should hear it fall into place. And literally that's that. Alright, let's fire this joint up. Make sure it runs right. Alright, everything looked good. So this basically concludes the video. I'm Leekautorepair. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And again, this is the 2013 Ford Taurus 3.5. Don't matter if it was a 3.7. They all car.